Holding space is about showing up authentically and creating safety in the moments that matter most. From parenting littles to navigating friendships and partnerships, I reframe tantrums, conflicts, and messy feelings as invitations to connection. I'm Julia Clark, a psychotherapist and play therapist with over 30 years of experience walking alongside children, families, and the people who care for them. Each episode explores the building blocks of emotional literacy, co-regulation, and boundaries, while honoring the intergenerational stories we carry within. Blending science with lived wisdom, I believe growth is playful, healing is possible, and we are all learning together. Hi, I'm Julia, and together we're holding space. Mornings. They can feel like a race against the clock. Getting out the door, finding shoes, packing lunches, remembering forms, and managing moods. And all of it happening before your nervous system has even fully woken up. For many families, mornings aren't just busy. They're downright chaotic. And that chaos often comes with tension, snapping, rushing, and that lingering feeling as you drive away thinking, I wish that had gone differently. Today, I want to slow that moment down with you, not by adding more to your plate, but by shifting how we understand what's happening underneath it. Because morning chaos isn't just about time management. It's about nervous systems. And more specifically, it's about whether those nervous systems feel safe enough to move through the transition from rest into the world. There's a teaching from Bessel van der Kolk that I come back to often. It goes, safety is not the absence of threat, but the presence of connection. And when we bring that into mornings, it changes everything. Because most mornings aren't unsafe in a literal sense, but from a child's nervous system, they can feel unsafe. Think about it. They're being asked to wake up, shift environments, separate from you, enter a space with expectations, noise, social dynamics, and all before they've had a chance to fully regulate. That's a lot. And when a nervous system feels that kind of pressure without enough connection, it moves into survival. Which is why mornings often look like refusals, meltdowns, defiance, selective hearing, or sometimes complete shutdowns. Not because your child is being difficult, because their body is trying to find safety. Let's bring this into the body. When we wake up, our nervous system is transitioning from a slower internal state into activation. Some children wake up already dysregulated, especially if sleep was disrupted, or if their system runs more sensitive to begin with. And when we layer on top of that time pressures, expectations, transitions, and ultimately separation, it's like asking a system that's just opened its eyes to run a marathon immediately. And here's the part we don't talk about enough. Your nervous system is doing the exact same thing. You are waking up, mentally scanning for the day, carrying responsibilities, and feeling the pressure of time. So when your child slows down, resists, or escalates, it doesn't just impact the schedule. It impacts your body. And suddenly, two nervous systems are trying to find safety in a moment that feels anything but calm. So, instead of asking, how do I get my child to move faster? We shift the question to, how do I bring more safety into this moment? Because when a nervous system feels safe, it becomes more flexible, more cooperative, more able to transition. Not because it's being forced, but because it's being supported. What actually creates safety in the morning? Let's make this really practical. Safety in the nervous system isn't created through perfection. It's created through rhythm, predictability, tone, and connection. Those small things done consistently. 1. Rhythm over rush. Our nervous systems love rhythm. Not rigid schedules, but predictable flow. So, instead of constant verbal prompting, put your shoes on, did you brush your teeth? Hurry up. Pause. We begin to anchor the morning in a rhythm your child can feel. Maybe it's wake up, then cuddle, or check in, then breakfast, then get dressed, then out the door. Same order, same flow. When the body knows what's coming next, it doesn't stay in alert mode. It can settle. 2. Tone before task. Before any instruction lands, your tone lands first. A rushed, sharp tone signals urgency, and urgency often reads as threat, even when that's not your intention. So before giving direction, soften your tone. Slow it down. Instead of, come on, we're going to be late, try, hey, let's start getting ready together. Same message, different impact. 3. Connection before transition. This is one of the most powerful shifts. Before asking your child to move into the next task, offer a moment of connection. It can be as simple as a hand on their back, a hug, sitting beside them for a minute, or making eye contact. That moment says, you're not alone in this. And that's what creates safety. Let me bring this into a real story. A parent once shared that every morning with her son, it felt like a battle. He moved slowly, resisted everything, and often ended in tears. Her instinct was to push harder, just to speed him up. But when we looked underneath it, we realized something important. His nervous system needed connection before it could handle transition. So she tried something a little different. Instead of starting with instructions, she sat beside him on the couch for 2 minutes. No agenda, just presence. The first morning, nothing dramatic changed. But by the 3rd and 4th day, he began moving more easily. Less resistance, less escalation. Not because she fixed the behavior, but because she supported the nervous system underneath it. 4. Externalizing time. Time pressure is one of the biggest stressors in the morning, and when it lives only in your head, it turns into urgency in your voice. Instead, bring time outside the body. Use a visual timer, a simple clock reference. Okay, when the timer goes off, we put shoes on. Now it's not you versus your child. It's both of you responding to something external. 5. Regulating yourself first. This is the hardest one, and the most important. Your child's nervous system will borrow from yours. So when things start to escalate, pause. Take one breath. Drop your shoulders. Slow your voice. Even silently say to yourself, I can slow this down. That one moment can shift the entire tone of the morning. And when it still falls apart, because some mornings it will, shoes will go missing, someone will cry, you might snap. That's not failure, that's being human. And this is where repair comes in. Later you might say, this morning felt really rushed. I think both our bodies got a little bit overwhelmed. No blame, just naming. That's how safety is rebuilt. Creating a morning that feels different. This isn't about creating a perfect morning. It's about creating a felt sense of safety. A morning where there's a little more softness, a little more predictability, a little more connection. And over time, those small shifts change the entire experience. Let's pause here for a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Ask yourself, where does my body feel the most rushed in the morning? What would it look like to bring one moment of connection into that space? Not 10 things, just one. Morning chaos isn't something we eliminate. It's something we learn to move through differently, with more awareness, more compassion, more connection. Because safety isn't about getting everything right. It's about how we show up in the middle of the rush. This is part of our Holding Space series, where we bring calm into the moments that feel anything but. Thank you for being here and for holding space with me. I'll see you in the next episode. If the content of this podcast really resonated with you and you'd like to go even deeper, I'd love to invite you to step into this work more fully. Beyond the podcast, there are many ways that we can connect. Individual therapy for your child, parent coaching or support for yourself, and deeper I Am sessions that explore intergenerational patterns. Additionally, I also offer webinar workshops and weekend retreats for parents, classes, intensive trainings and supervision for therapists, and large group presentations for educators or school presentations. Each are designed to help us hold space for the next generation of children in safe, attuned, and meaningful ways. You can learn more and explore what fits best for you at clarity.family.